Hello, everyone. I'm Elena, and today we're not just learning English, we're unlocking a whole new level of fluency. Get ready for 125 English phrases you must know for natural conversation. Forget boring lists. This is your ultimate roadmap to sounding genuinely confident, connected, and authentic, just like a native speaker. We're diving deep into the secrets of everyday English, uncovering why these phrases are so powerful, when and where to use them effortlessly, and how they'll instantly upgrade your interactions, whether you're navigating daily life, excelling at work, shopping with ease, or simply making genuine connections. My mission is to empower you to not just understand these phrases, but to seamlessly weave them into your own unique voice. So, if you're ready to truly transform your English, let's jump right in. Let's begin by mastering the foundational phrases you'll encounter daily. Instead of always asking, "How are you?" try saying, "How's it going?" or "How are you doing?" These are incredibly common and sound much more natural in casual settings. Your response can be simple. "Not bad, thanks." Or perhaps, "I'm doing well, how about you?" Another very informal and friendly greeting, especially among younger people or close friends, is, "What's up?" If someone says this to you, don't feel pressured to share your life story. A typical response is not much, meaning nothing significant is happening, or just relaxing. These quick, easy exchanges are the building blocks of most casual conversations and instantly make you sound more integrated into English culture. Mastering requests and asking for help. Moving on, let's learn how to politely ask for things or request assistance, which is essential for smooth interactions. Instead of a direct, "Give me that," which can sound abrupt, use gentler phrases like, "Could you help me with this?" Or the even more polite, "Would you mind helping me?" The phrase, "Would you mind?" is particularly versatile. Remember that it's often followed by the ing form of the verb. For example, "Would you mind closing the door?" If you're in a store and can't find an item, you can politely ask, "Excuse me, where can I find the bread?" Or, "Do you know where the restroom is?" These simple questions are incredibly practical. For more specific requests, try, "Can I ask you a favor?" Or, "Would it be okay if I borrowed your pen for a moment?" When responding to a request, you can say, "Sure, no problem," or "Absolutely." If you can't fulfill the request, it's polite to say, "I'm sorry, I can't right now." Perhaps adding a brief reason like, "I'm a bit busy." Learning these nuances makes you sound not just polite, but also considerate and fluent, showing genuine interest and empathy. To truly connect in English, you need to show you're engaged in the conversation and empathetic to what others are sharing. When someone tells you something interesting or surprising, a simple "Really?" or "That's interesting" can encourage them to continue. If they share good news, phrases like "That's great to hear" or "Congratulations" are perfect for expressing genuine happiness. However, if they convey sad or difficult news, it's important to show empathy with phrases such as, "I'm sorry to hear that," or "That must be tough." These brief, heartfelt responses show you're listening and that you care. Let's practice. Imagine your friend excitedly tells you, "I just got a new job offer." Instead of just "Good," try responding with, "Wow, congratulations." "That's amazing." Now picture a scenario where a friend looks tired and says, "I didn't sleep well last night." A kind and empathetic response would be, "Oh no, I hope you feel better today. Maybe you can catch up on some rest." Practicing these short, natural reactions will significantly enhance your conversational flow and emotional connection. Initiating and confirming plans. Planning with friends or colleagues is a common social interaction. To initiate a casual plan, you might say, "Are you free this weekend?" Or "Let's hang out sometime." When you have a specific idea, use phrases like, "How about going for coffee on Saturday?" Or "Why don't we meet at 5 at the park?" These are open-ended invitations that allow the other person to respond easily. If you agree to a plan, enthusiastic responses like "Sounds good" or "I'm in" convey your readiness. If you're unable to join, politely decline with phrases such as "maybe next time" or "I'm busy that day, sorry." It's always good to express regret if you can't make it. Expressing your feelings in current situation. Being able to clearly articulate how you feel or what you're doing is fundamental. Simple yet vital phrases include "I'm tired," "I'm hungry," or "I'm bored." These directly communicate your immediate state. For more specific situations, you could say, "I need a break," if you're feeling overwhelmed, or "I'm in a hurry," if you're short on time. When describing relaxation, use phrases like "I'm just chilling" or "I'm taking it easy today." These expressions give others insight into your current status and intentions, skillfully asking for and giving opinions. Engaging in discussions often involves sharing and soliciting opinions. To ask for someone's viewpoint, use phrases like, "What do you think about this?" or "How do you feel about that idea?" These are open questions that encourage detailed responses. When asked for your opinion, you can start with, "I think it's a good idea." Or if you're unsure, "I'm not sure about that." For strong agreement, use definitive phrases like "exactly" or "I totally agree." When you disagree, it's crucial to do so respectfully. Try, "I see your point, but I think," or "I'm not sure I agree with that." This acknowledges their perspective before stating your own. Let's practice. Imagine someone says, "I think we should go out for dinner." You could reply, "Sounds good to me." "I'm in the mood for something different." Or, if you prefer staying home, you might say, "I'd rather cook at home tonight, if that's okay. I have some ingredients I need to use." Practicing both polite agreement and disagreement is key to sounding balanced and fluent in discussions. Navigating phone conversations. Phone conversations have their own set of useful phrases. When answering a call, a professional yet friendly opening is, "Hello, this is Elena speaking." For casual calls, a simple "hi" works too. If you didn't hear something clearly, don't hesitate to say, "Sorry, can you repeat that?" Or, "Could you speak a bit louder, please?" If you need a moment, say, "Hold on a second," or "Just a moment, please." When ending the call, common phrases are, "Talk to you later," or "Take care, bye." These quick exchanges keep phone communication efficient and polite, offering sincere apologies and thanks. Apologies and expressions of gratitude are vital for maintaining good relationships. For mistakes, big or small, use phrases like, "I'm sorry," "My apologies," or "I didn't mean to do that." Adding a brief explanation can often help, such as, "I'm sorry, I was distracted." When expressing thanks, go beyond a simple thanks with phrases like, "Thanks a lot," or "I really appreciate it." For significant help, you might say, "That means a lot to me." When someone thanks you, a polite reply is, "You're welcome." no problem, or anytime. These small expressions demonstrate good manners and respect. Let's practice. Imagine you accidentally spilled coffee on a coworker's desk. You'd immediately say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that." If they respond, "It's okay, don't worry about it," you can express your relief and gratitude by saying, "Thanks for understanding. Let me help you clean it up." The more you practice these natural exchanges, the more comfortable you'll feel in unexpected situations. Confident shopping phrases. Shopping is a common activity, and knowing the right phrases makes it much easier. When inquiring about price, always ask, "How much is this?" Or, "What does this cost?" If you're looking for different options, ask, "Do you have this in a different size color?" Or, "Is this available in a larger quantity?" When you're ready to pay, confirm payment methods with, "Can I pay by card?" Or, "Do you accept cash?" If you're simply browsing without intent to buy, you can politely tell sales staff, "I'm just browse, thanks." Or, "I'm just looking." And if you need specific assistance, use, "Can you help me find this item?" Let's practice. You're in a clothing store admiring a shirt. You ask, "Can I try this on?" The staff might direct you to the fitting room. After trying it on, if it doesn't fit, you could say, "It's a bit too tight. Do you have it in a larger size?" Or if it's perfect, "It fits perfectly, I'll take it." These practical phrases empower you to shop confidently. Navigating travel and giving directions. Travel involves specific vocabulary for smooth journeys. When you're ready to leave, casual phrases like, "Let's get going," or "Time to head out" are common. If using public transportation, you might say, "I'm taking the bus, train, subway," or "I'm catching the 7 o'clock train." When seeking directions, ask, "Where's the nearest subway station?" Or, "How do I get to the airport from here?" Upon arrival, you can simply say, "We're here," or "This is our stop." If someone is picking you up, let them know your location with, "I'll be outside by the main entrance." Running late? It's polite to inform others. "I'm on my way, but I might be a few minutes late." Traffic was bad. And to check on someone else, simply ask, "Where are you now?" When giving directions, be clear and concise. Use phrases like, "Go straight ahead for several blocks, then turn left at the next corner." Indicate distances with, "It's about a 10-minute walk," or "You'll need to take the bus for about 15 minutes. Specific landmarks are very helpful. It's right across the street from the bank, or it's next to the pharmacy. Let's practice. Imagine a tourist asks you, "How do I get to the Central Market?" You could say, "Walk 2 blocks straight ahead, then turn right onto Main Street. It's about a 5-minute walk from there, right next to the big clock tower." Clear, simple directions like these are invaluable for helping people navigate and feel comfortable. Essential restaurant and cafe. Phrases. Eating out is a common social activity, and specific phrases help you navigate the experience. Upon arrival at a restaurant, say, "Table for two, please," or "Can we sit over by the window?" When you're ready to order, a polite way to state your choice is, "I'll have the chicken sandwich, please." Or, "Can I get a coffee and a croissant?" If you need more time to decide, simply say, "Can we have a few more minutes, please?" Or, "I'm still deciding." If you need something during your meal, ask, "Can I get some more water?" Or, "Could we have extra napkins, please?" When finished, you'll need to ask for the bill. "Could we have the check, please?" Or, "Can I get the bill?" After a good meal, it's nice to say, "That was delicious, thank you." Finally, when paying, you can ask, "Do you take cards?" Or, "Can we split the bill?" Let's practice. You enter a cafe and tell the barista, "Hi, I'd like a large latte, please." They might ask, "Anything else for you today?" You reply, "No, that's it, thanks." Later, when you're done, you catch the server's eye and say, "Excuse me, can I get the check whenever you have a moment?" These practical exchanges make ordering and dining out in English much smoother. Expressing excitement and surprise. Vividly expressing excitement or surprise adds genuine emotion to your conversations. For unexpected news, use phrases like, "No way," or "You're kidding," to show your disbelief in a friendly way. If something is truly amazing, exclaim, "That's awesome," or "That's incredible." When you're genuinely impressed, you might say, "Wow, I didn't expect that." For general happiness and anticipation, try, "I'm so excited," or "This is going to be fun." Let's practice. Imagine your friend just told you they won tickets to a concert you both wanted to see. Your immediate reaction could be, "No way. That's amazing. I'm so excited." These immediate, strong reactions make your conversations more dynamic and relatable. Thoughtful opinions and advice. Giving and receiving opinions is a core part of communication. To state your opinion clearly, you can use phrases like, "In my opinion, this movie was fantastic," or "I think it's too expensive for what it offers." Other good opening phrases are, "I believe that," or the more personal, "Personally, I think." When someone asks for your advice, offer it gently with phrases like, "If I were you, I'd seriously consider taking that job," or "You should really try talking to her about it." These phrases are not only useful for offering advice, but also for contributing thoughtfully to discussions. For example, if a friend is struggling with a decision, you could say, "Well, have you thought about what's truly best for you in the long run?" Or if you want them to take time, "Why don't you sleep on it?" You don't have to decide right away. This idiomatic phrase means to take more time to think before deciding. These empathetic ways of giving advice are highly valued in English communication. The art of small talk. Small talk, though seemingly simple, is a crucial social skill. It refers to light, casual conversations, often with people you don't know well. You can initiate with comments like, "Nice weather today, isn't it?" Or, "Did you catch the game last night?" These open the door to conversation without being too personal. Other common starters include, "How's your day going?" Or, "Busy today, or is it quiet?" These short, friendly exchanges are excellent for building rapport with neighbors, colleagues, or people you encounter regularly. Let's do a short role play. You're at the office kitchen and you see a coworker. You say, "Hey, how's your morning going?" They might reply, "Pretty good, just a bit tired today." You could then respond, "Yeah, me too. I stayed up a bit late finishing a project." These brief, relatable exchanges may seem insignificant, but they contribute greatly to a comfortable and friendly environment. Expressing and clarifying uncertainty. It's perfectly normal not to have all the answers, and knowing how to express uncertainty gracefully is a valuable skill. Common phrases include, "I'm not sure," "Maybe," or "It depends." The phrase, "It depends," is particularly useful when your answer relies on certain conditions. If you have an idea but aren't certain, say, "I think so," or "I guess so." When someone asks if you're available for something, you can say, "Let me check my calendar," or "I'll get back to you on that." These expressions show you're not completely certain, but are willing to find out or give it thought. Let's practice. Imagine a friend asks, "Are you going to the concert next month?" You might reply, "I'm not sure yet. It depends on whether I can get the time off work." Or, "Maybe I haven't decided if I can afford it right now." These polite expressions of uncertainty help you sound thoughtful and honest rather than indecisive. Asking for and providing clarification. Misunderstandings happen, especially in a new language. Knowing how to ask for clarification is vital. If you don't understand something, don't be afraid to say, "Sorry, what do you mean by that?" Or, "Could you explain that again, please?" If someone is speaking too quickly, politely request, "Could you slow down a bit?" Or, "Could you speak a little slower?" If you missed part of what they said, use phrases like, "Sorry, I didn't catch that." Or, "Can you repeat that, please?" These phrases empower you to keep the conversation clear and ensure you're fully understanding. Let's do a quick practice. Your teacher gives instructions. We'll meet in room 304 after the break. If you didn't quite hear the room number, you can interject politely, "Sorry, what room was that again?" Or, "Could you say that last part again?" These simple questions help you stay engaged and ensure you receive accurate information, gracefully ending conversations. Knowing how to conclude a conversation politely is just as important as knowing how to start one. You can use phrases like, "I've got to go now," or "I'll talk to you later." If you're saying a final goodbye, "Take care," or "Have a good one" are very common and friendly. When ending a phone call, you might say, "Thanks for calling, talk to you soon," or "Take care, bye." These gentle closings leave a positive final impression without sounding abrupt or rude. Imagine you're chatting with a coworker after a meeting and you need to get back to your tasks. You could say, "All right, I should probably get going now. Talk to you later about that project." Or with a friend, after a pleasant chat, you might say, "It was great seeing you. Let's meet again soon." Practice these phrases to make your exits as smooth and natural as your introductions. Giving compliments and showing appreciation. Giving compliments is a powerful way to build connections and make others feel good. Simple phrases like, "You look great today," or "That's a nice outfit," are always well received. If someone has completed a task well, say, "Well done," or "Great job on that project." You can also be specific, "I really like your style," or "You're incredibly talented at drawing." Sincere compliments make your English sound more positive and friendly. For example, if your friend shows you a piece of their artwork, you could say, "Wow, this is amazing. You're really good at drawing." Or if someone helped you move, you might say, "Thank you so much for your help today. I really appreciate you doing that." These phrases are simple but convey a lot of warmth and gratitude. Make it a habit to offer genuine compliments often. Articulating goals and ambitions. Talking about your aspirations is a great way to engage in deeper conversations. Use phrases like, "I'm working on improving my English every day," or "My main goal is to get a better job by next year." You can also share personal dreams. "I want to travel more next year." Or, "I'm trying to learn something completely new, like coding." These types of phrases clearly express your plans and motivations. If someone asks about your future, you can respond with, "I hope to start my own small business in the next few years." Or, "I'm planning to study abroad for a semester next year." These phrases often lead to interesting discussions about life choices, education, or career growth. Let's say someone asks you, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" You might answer, "I'd like to be working in a creative field that I love and traveling much more often." Sharing your vision helps others understand your direction and interests. Mastering use of everyday idioms and expressions. To truly sound like a native speaker, you need to understand and use common idioms. These phrases don't make sense literally but are frequently used. For example, break the ice means to initiate a conversation, especially in an awkward situation, to make people feel more comfortable. Hit the nail on the head means to describe something exactly right or to say something perfectly. If you're feeling unwell, you might say, "I'm feeling a bit under the weather." And if something is very easy, you can say, "It was a piece of cake." Idioms add color and depth to your language, making you sound much more fluent. Let's practice. Imagine a quiet party. You could say, "It was so quiet at first, but a few jokes helped break the ice." Or if someone perfectly explains a complex problem, you might say, "You really hit the nail on the head with that explanation." When a friend tells you they easily passed a difficult exam, you could reply, "Sounds like it was a piece of cake for you." The more you expose yourself to and practice idioms, the more naturally they'll come to you. Structuring your speech with connectors. Organizing your thoughts clearly is crucial for effective communication. Using transition words and phrases helps your ideas flow logically, making it easier for others to follow. These include, first of all, to begin with, next, after that, finally, and for conclusions, in conclusion. These are excellent for telling stories, giving instructions, or making presentations. Let's try an example. If you're describing your morning, you might say, "First, I got up early around 6 a.m. Next, I went for a quick jog in the park. After that, I had a healthy breakfast and then got ready for work. Finally, I caught the bus to the office." Notice how first, next, after that, and finally create a clear sequence. These connectors are invaluable for storytelling or explaining a process step by step. Imagine you're giving directions. First, walk straight ahead for about 2 blocks. Then you'll need to turn right at the traffic lights. After that, you'll see the post office on your left-hand side, and your destination is right next to it. Using these transitional words makes your instructions much easier to follow and your speech more organized and professional. Mastering polite expressions. Polite expressions are key to sounding respectful and considerate in English. Instead of direct commands, use softening phrases like, "Would you mind?" or "Could you please?" For example, "Would you mind closing the window? It's a bit chilly here." Or, "Could you please help me carry this box up the stairs?" The politeness conveyed through these phrases shows respect for the other person's time and effort. When someone agrees to your request, they might say, "Sure, no problem." Or, "Of course, I'd be happy to." If they can't help, a polite refusal would be, "I'm sorry, I'm a bit busy right now, but maybe Maria could help." Let's practice a real-life scenario. You're in a busy cafe and the music is a little too loud for you to focus. You politely ask the server, "Excuse me, would you mind turning down the music just a little bit?" The server might reply, "Of course, I'll take care of that right away." These small, polite exchanges make a significant difference in everyday interactions, preventing misunderstandings and fostering a friendly atmosphere. Asking for and offering help. Being able to ask for help when you need it and offering it when others do is fundamental for cooperation and building rapport. If you require assistance, you can say, "Can you give me a hand with this?" or I could really use some help with this project. For more formal or specific help, try, would you mind showing me how to do this? Or, could you walk me through the process? When someone extends a helping hand, always express gratitude with, thanks, I really appreciate it. Or, that means a lot to me, thank you. Now imagine you see a friend struggling with a heavy box. You could offer, here, let me give you a hand with that. Or, do you need any help with that? If they accept, you might say, happy to help. These exchanges are incredibly natural and common in English-speaking cultures, fostering a sense of community and support. Being comfortable with these phrases makes your communication more confident and kind. Making social and professional plans. Effectively making plans is a key social skill. For casual social invites, you might say, are you free this weekend for a movie? Or, want to grab coffee sometime next week? These are open invitations that don't put pressure on the other person. When you need to nail down details, use confirmation questions like, does that time work for you? Or, should we set a specific time and place for this? Once a plan is confirmed, enthusiastic phrases like, looking forward to it, or, great, see you then. Express your anticipation. Here's a quick scenario. You text a friend, hey, are you free tomorrow evening? I was thinking about dinner. They reply, yeah, what's up? You answer, let's meet up for dinner at that new Italian place. They say, sounds good. What time were you thinking? This smooth, casual flow of planning is something you'll use all the time. So getting comfortable with these phrases in relaxed settings is essential. Giving clear directions or instructions. Providing clear instructions is vital, whether you're teaching someone a new task or simply explaining how to use a device. If someone asks how to do something, start with a logical sequence. First, open the app, then click on the settings icon. Emphasize important steps with phrases like, be sure to double-check your work, or don't forget to save your progress. You can also say, make sure you follow all the steps carefully, for it's important to cross-reference your data. These types of instructions are precise and easy to follow. Let's practice. Imagine you're explaining how to bake a cake to a friend. You'd say, first, preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius. Then mix all the dry ingredients in one bowl and the wet ingredients in another. After that, slowly combine the two mixtures until just blended. And finally, pour the batter into the pan and bake it for 30 minutes. Notice how first, then, after that, and finally, organize your instructions, making the process perfectly clear and easy to understand. Reacting appropriately to news. Knowing how to react to good or bad news is crucial for building empathy and rapport. If someone shares positive news, express genuine happiness with phrases like, that's fantastic, or I'm so incredibly happy for you. You might also say, wow, that's awesome. Or for achievements, congratulations, you totally deserve it. Conversely, if you hear bad news, show your sympathy with phrases such as, I'm truly sorry to hear that, or that's really unfortunate. You can also offer support by saying, that must be incredibly hard, or is there anything I can do to help? Let's say your friend tells you they got a new dream job. You could respond enthusiastically with, that's absolutely amazing news. I knew you could do it, congratulations. Or if someone shares that they failed an important exam, you might say, oh no, I'm really sorry to hear that. I know how hard you studied, don't be too hard on yourself. These expressions of genuine sympathy or shared happiness help deepen your relationships and show that you are truly engaged. Confirming understanding and active listening. In any conversation, showing that you understand what's being said is essential. Phrases like, I see, that makes sense, exactly, and totally are excellent for indicating agreement and comprehension. If someone is explaining a complex idea and you want to assure them you're following, you can say, got it. Or, okay, I understand completely. However, if you're not entirely sure, it's smart to clarify. You can say, so, what you're saying is, and then paraphrase their idea in your own words to confirm your understanding. This demonstrates active listening and helps prevent misunderstandings. Imagine your coworker explains a new task and you say, okay, that makes perfect sense. I'll start with the first part and check back with you if I have any questions. Or a friend explains a complicated story and you respond, I see, so that's why you were upset with them? I understand now. These phrases help you stay engaged, confirm your understanding, and show that you're paying close attention. The role of filler. Phrases in natural speech. Filler phrases are small expressions we use to give ourselves a moment to think or to make our speech sound more natural and less abrupt. Common fillers include, let me see, well, actually, and to be honest. They don't usually carry much meaning themselves but are vital for the flow of conversation. For example, if someone asks you what you think about a new movie, you might respond, well, to be honest, I thought it was okay, not great, but not bad either. These phrases help keep the conversation going even when you're formulating your thoughts. Another example. Your teacher asks you to share your opinion on a difficult topic. You might say, let me think. I guess I'd say it really depends on the specific situation and the people involved. Using fillers naturally can make your English sound much more like a native speaker, especially during casual conversations, giving you time to formulate your answer. Engaging with question tags. Question tags are short questions added to the end of a statement, turning it into a conversational query. They're used to check agreements or confirm information. Phrases like, right, isn't it, don't you think, and aren't you are commonly used. You might say, it's really hot today, isn't it? Inviting agreement about the weather. Or, you've seen that new movie, right? To confirm shared knowledge. These tags transform a simple statement into an interactive question, encouraging the other person to respond and engage. Let's practice. You're talking to a friend after a concert and say, that concert was amazing, wasn't it? They might enthusiastically reply, yes, it was. One of the best I've been to this year. These small additions to your sentences make your speaking much more interactive and inviting. Politely interrupting or joining conversations. Knowing how to join a conversation or politely interject is a valuable social skill. If you need to interrupt, use phrases like, sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to add something. Or, can I just say something quickly about that? If you want to enter an ongoing group conversation, you might say, mind if I join in? Or, I was just listening and I wanted to add something to what you said. These respectful phrases allow you to contribute without being rude or abrupt. Imagine you're in a group discussion and someone mentions a topic you have a unique insight on. You could say, just to add to that point, I had a similar experience last year or that reminds me of something similar that happened to me. These short, polite interruptions, when used appropriately, Keep the conversation flowing dynamically while ensuring everyone's voice can be heard. Expressing advanced gratitude? While thanks and thank you are always good, expressing gratitude in more advanced ways can deepen your connections. Beyond the basics, you can say, I really appreciate that, to show genuine recognition. For significant help, phrases like, I'm truly grateful for your help, or thanks a ton for doing that, convey stronger appreciation. When someone goes above and beyond, you might say, I can't thank you enough for your support. Or, that means the world to me, seriously. These deeper expressions of thanks are more emotional and sincere. Practice this example. Your friend drives you to the airport early in the morning for an important flight. You would say, thank you so much for the ride. I know it's incredibly early and I really appreciate it. You saved me. These types of expressions genuinely convey how much you value someone's effort and thoughtfulness. As we approach the end of our lesson, let's refine how you express personal opinions and preferences in a thoughtful and diplomatic way. This makes you sound more advanced and considerate in conversations, especially when dealing with differing viewpoints. Instead of directly stating, that's wrong, which can be confrontational, soften your opinion with phrases like, personally, I think that, or from my point of view, it seems like. These phrases preface your opinion, making it sound like a contribution rather than an absolute truth. For example, you might say, I see what you're saying and I understand your perspective, but from my point of view, it's a bit different. This approach allows you to express disagreement without sounding too direct or aggressive. Imagine someone shares an idea you don't entirely agree with during a brainstorming session. You could respond, that's an interesting idea, and I understand where you're coming from. Personally, I might approach it differently by considering X, Y, and Z. This kind of language is incredibly helpful in discussions, debates, or even everyday talks where people hold diverse opinions, fostering respectful communication. Finally, let's embrace phrases that convey hope, encouragement, and good wishes. These warm and friendly expressions show you care about others and spread positivity. You can say, I hope you have a great day, or wishing you all the very best on your new venture. When someone is facing a tough time, offer comfort with phrases like, hang in there, you'll get through this, or things will definitely get better, just keep pushing. These phrases are not just comforting, they help you connect emotionally and offer genuine support to those around you. Let's practice a situation. A friend is feeling discouraged about a challenging project. You could say, I know it's hard right now, but I truly believe in you. Just keep going, hang in there. Or if someone is about to start a significant new chapter, like a new job, you might say, wishing you all the best on your first day. You're going to do great things. These words, though simple, carry a powerful emotional impact and strengthen your relationships. Now, as we bring this comprehensive lesson on 125 essential English phrases to a close, remember this. Knowing these phrases is just the first step. Using them is where the magic happens. Your journey to genuine fluency doesn't end here. It truly accelerates when you actively weave these expressions into your daily life. Don't just listen. Speak them aloud, even when you're alone. This isn't just about memorization, it's about building that crucial muscle memory in your mouth and mind, making these phrases effortlessly accessible when you need them most. Here's your challenge, your practical path forward. Integrate and elevate. Consciously sprinkle these phrases into your everyday routines. Use them when you chat with friends and when you're online, or even when you're simply thinking in English. The next time you're watching a show, pause it. See if you can use one of the phrases you just learned to describe a character's reaction or a scene's mood. The more you use them consistently, the more they become yours, natural and automatic. Create your own English world. Get wonderfully creative. Try writing short dialogues like a conversation between two friends planning a weekend, making sure to include as many of our planning phrases as possible. Or vividly describe your morning routine, intentionally incorporating at least 10 of today's expressions. This kind of active personal practice transforms passive knowledge into vibrant, confident speaking ability. Always remember, learning a language is a continuous journey, not a fixed destination. There's no need for perfection from day one. What truly fuels your progress is your dedication to keep trying, keep speaking, and keep learning. Each single phrase you learn, each time you use it correctly, brings you a significant, tangible step closer to the authentic fluency you desire. So keep practicing, keep growing, and most importantly, keep enjoying every incredible moment of mastering English. Thank you for investing this valuable time with me on English in Moments. I'm genuinely so proud of your commitment to mastering these phrases and taking your English to the next level. Remember, every step you take brings you closer to fluent, confident communication. Keep an eye out for our next video. We're always here, ready to support every part of your English journey. Until then, keep practicing, stay curious, and happy learning.